It was all the drama a golf fan could ever ask for. Final hole of the final match with the Women's National Championship on the line, and Northwestern's Deanna Lee drained that putt to clinch a win over Stanford and handing the Wildcats their first ever national championship in women's golf. And we are thrilled to be joined today for the big interview by Northwestern head coach Emily Fletcher. Emily, I imagine that today, for you and the players, about a week after that putt finally went down, you are still basking in that national championship glow.
Oh, good morning, Rick. Yeah, thank you so much. It's still real. Beth said to me the other day, she woke up giving herself a pep talk that we can do this and that we can get this title. And then she realized, wait, we've already done that. And so we've had a little bit of those moments. Rewatching this putt of Deanna and this sprint to her teammates, into the arms of her teammates, is just something that, we'll relive for a long time, and it is still just now soaking in.
Well, let's start at the end. Take us through the range of emotions for you, for Beth, for the entire team, watching Deanna line up that potential national winning putt and then seeing it actually drop into the cup.
Yeah, I kind of hung back with Deanna's match as it was unfolding on, from about the 11th or 12th hole. And so I was not up ahead. Beth was up ahead. And then we all kind of gathered as we got down to just one match being left on the golf course there on the last three holes. And, Deanna was she's just so poised. And that's the way she has been historically on the golf course, doesn't get too high or low, and is very, plays very much within herself, but you can see what was really pent up inside her when she made that putt. But, for us, it was just a matter of kind of staying out of the way, being there to support and encourage, but, knowing it was going to come down. It was coming down to this match, and hopefully we were going to be able to, have it end there on the 18th hole and not continue on. But it was just a little bit of a tag team effort. We had both coaches there on the 18th hole coming down the stretch, with Deanna, and then just the culmination of all of our fans and staff and colleagues that came to support us, and family there on the 18th hole. It was just a dream ending for sure.
Emily, Stanford had won the title on this very golf course a year ago, had three players back from that national title team, and had dominated the stroke play portion. They won by 20-plus shots. So they were clearly the favorites heading in, but you guys didn't seem to be fazed by that at all. How did you mentally prepare your team for this specific matchup?
Stanford is an incredible program, and the legacy of what they've done in women's golf is just absolutely unmatched. But for us, really, I think the way we were able to manage is that we weren't thinking about them. I think if we had got caught up in how superior their team is, I think it's quite arguably the best ever that they've had at Stanford. And so, our mentality was not to focus on our opponent, but to just know that we had to get everything out of ourselves and prepare to be the best we could be in order to, have a shot in this match and to make it competitive and to really push it, to the end and hopefully come away with a victory.
All three of your matches, Emily, in the match play format end 3-2, and everybody contributed. Lauren Wynn makes a birdie on 18 to win her match in the final. We saw Deanna's heroics in the final, but she also beat Big Ten individual champ Kiara Romero to clinch the semis. Elise Lee had a huge match win in the quarters against Arkansas, and in that same match, first-year Shin Tai Lin beat the NCAA individual medalist. So at the end of the day, how much of a total team effort was this national championship?
It really was. I mean, everyone contributed in big ways, in big matches. From Lauren as a senior, which was, we couldn't have written that script any better there in the morning, as she made that putt on the first extra hole to push us into the semis. And this group has been so motivated to do this for Lauren and to extend Lauren's season to the very last day that we could. And but it was a collaborative and team effort, and it's so fun to be able to have everyone feel like of course they contributed, but in reality to start looking at those matches and saying this one was pivotal and this one was pivotal. It's been really special to celebrate each one of those contributions by our players.
Emily, you mentioned the celebration, which included a lot more Northwestern purple than just the staff and the players. Of course, Director of Golf Pat Goss was there. Head coach David Ingles was there. And I know Pat has made the women's golf program and its success a huge priority for the golf program overall. What can you tell us about the support system and what it's like between the men's and women's programs in Evanston?
I think it's unmatched in collegiate golf, and it's really our secret sauce. It's what's enabled Beth and I to build a program and have the resources to do whatever we need to do to try to, win championships. And I get a little emotional talking about Pat because everybody needs someone in their life, who believes in them. And that's what Pat did for both Beth and I. But his vision for this program has been to win a national championship from day one. So he's sort of hammered that home. Beth and I get in the weeds and kind of live out the day to day, but certainly we've understood all along that this was Pat's vision and passion and belief for our program. And he has turned over every stone. Nothing has been left undone to create the atmosphere and the resources and the framework for us to be able to strive to do something like this. So to have Pat there with us last week was really, really special, not just to Beth and I. He's kind of coaching the coaches. We're getting that from the best, but just the calm and the reassurance and confidence that he speaks into our players and our student athletes is just next level. And we wouldn't be here without him. One, his vision, but just what he contributes day to day as well.
Emily, you've mentioned Beth a few times. She, of course, being assistant coach Beth Miller, who's been with you for 17 years and has had opportunities certainly to go elsewhere and be a head coach. Instead, she has stayed in Evanston. What does she mean to you and to this program?
I mean, she's just been the lifeblood of this program. And I get a little bit sensitive, when I'm listed as the head coach and, of this program. And it really needs to be Beth mentioned along with me. And it's just been incredible. I've learned so much from her and beyond just our, professional relationship and sticking with each other for 17 years. She's family. Having her husband Ryan and her sons Matt and Sam there on Wednesday was absolutely incredible. And they've been a big part of what we've been able to do and just the life and the love that they bring to our team. And it was fun all week. There may have been a promise made by Beth to her kids about getting a new trampoline if the Cats could make it, to the top four. And so those boys, we were doing it for the trampoline and we got that done for them. So there was a lot of fun and shared hugs over that trampoline and getting that in the end for him. But, Beth is she's so talented just to see how she's developed, and she's really underrated and doesn't get the credit that she deserves for just the way that she's helped develop our players and coach our players. She grew up taking lessons from Pat Goss, and she knows and lives out, his short game expertise better than I do. And she really has been someone who's built that into each of our players over these 17 years.
An amazing accomplishment for Emily Fletcher, Beth Miller, Pat Goss, everybody associated with Northwestern women's golf. And Emily, I guess we hope that trampoline is just big enough for the entire team and the staff to join the kids as well and celebrate, because you're certainly in a spot to do that right now. Congrats again. So much fun to watch. National champion Emily Fletcher. Emily, thanks for the time.
Thank you, Rick. Go Cats.